What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be discussing whether or not you believe the Chicago Bulls have truly changed in relation to post the All-Star break. Now, at the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls total record at the moment from the post All-Star break is 3-1, which is, for many people, a very good start. Very good sign. Taking wins when we can get them. Of course, we lost to the Raptors recently, which is very disappointing, but at the end of the day, it looks like things have turned around for the Chicago Bulls. But is that, I guess, a message that might be seen as one thing and taken as another? Have we really improved? Has the record really shown that the Bulls have taken the next step? Or have you seen the games and maybe have you noticed that some of the games might not necessarily show that, in all honesty? So I'll give you my honest opinions about that in this video. Again, a lot of people might say it's very similar to the video I made about my early thoughts. Well, now this is not so early. It's 4 games in to the post All-Star break, so we'll get started on all of that in this video. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you believe this Bulls team has made a change or has changed from the post All-Star break. And if you want to go an extra step further, do you think the change is a good thing or a bad thing for the Bulls team? I think most people will say it is fairly good because we are on a positive record as we speak. Now, of course, there are many games to come that will definitely prove whether or not the Bulls have really changed. And again, I can't wait for those games. We've got a very big game against the Phoenix Suns coming up very soon. We cannot forget about what's ahead of us. There are some difficult games and difficult challenges that we will face. But there are some signs that really do worry me about the Chicago Bulls team. As I mentioned, the Toronto Raptors game will be very small, and Billy Donovan yet to make that big adjustment to start Patrick Williams over Alex Caruso, and also to make sure that these guys rebound in committee. Billy Donovan didn't make those changes, and the players themselves did not realize the situation and did not make those changes themselves. So again, it's already another situation where we're blaming the coaching staff for a loss. So in many ways, the Bulls team hasn't changed from that. When we did lose our game, and for some people in this Detroit game that we won, they're still blaming the coaching staff. So again, is there a big change there? I'm not too sure. But we move over into that Detroit game as well. We obviously saw the Bulls have a disastrous, horrific, terrible, really bad fourth quarter. And that one quarter could have seen the Detroit Pistons come all the way back and potentially win this game against the Chicago Bulls. It took an Ivy terrible mistake, a rookie's mistake, and a technical free throw and the ball in their hands to win that game against Detroit. Now, I'm not saying we would have lost the game with Detroit. Again, Detroit still had to take and make a shot in order to take this to overtime, or I guess to win the game with a 3-point shot. So there was definitely a lot to do for Detroit to win the game. But at the end of the day, it was a bad mistake by a young player that led to the Bulls winning that game. So again, blowing a 20-point lead or close to blowing a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. So a lot of people are looking at that and they're worried about the Chicago Bulls team. I know I am. I'm most definitely worried about this Bulls team, and more specifically, I'm worried about the signs that I'm starting to see about this Bulls team, because blowing a lead has been something we've seen all season. With Patrick Beverley in the team and we're still doing those same things, well then obviously the Bulls team hasn't really changed that much from my perspective. But what I will say is the Bulls have changed in different ways, but there's still bad habits that I don't think has completely died out from this team. I think the Bulls have taken an extra step defensively. I think in all 4 of our games this season, I've seen very good defense from our big 3 sometimes, but mostly from our guards off the bench, our guards in the starting lineup. Our defense has been spectacular since we've acquired Patrick Beverley. It was already solid beforehand, but it's gotten an extra level, taking it to the next step. I truly think if we had Patrick Beverley in this team the whole season, with obviously Lonzo Ball out, but imagine if Lonzo Ball was back as well, I truly think this team could be a top 5 defensive team in the NBA. We could even be pushing on the top 3. I really believe that, with all those players there, healthy, ready to go. Obviously with the big 3, their kind of weaknesses on the defensive end being hidden a little bit because you got elite defenders at the point guard position, you got elite movers on the defensive end. I really think we could be one of those teams. I really believe that. And I think having Patrick Beverley helps in every single department on the defensive end, which is huge for the Chicago Bulls team. But I still worry about our offense. I still don't believe our offense is all that. And what's frustrating about this offense is that I just can't fathom how last season we were this team that was top 10 in offense, top 10 in defense. We were this team that was incredibly great in the clutch. We always won these clutch games. DeMar DeRozan was the clutchest player in the NBA, missed the fourth quarter. The Bulls team, even Lonzo, you saw make a couple of clutch shots. Zach LaVine pitched in there. Vucevic had, I believe, a couple of clutch shots in the fourth quarter last season as well. And we just looked so good in the fourth. We were one of those teams where doesn't matter how good or bad the game truly went, in the fourth quarter, you know the Bulls would show up. I just think some of these things, I'm stunned that it translated from, I guess, a situation where we were that good to that bad in a space of a year. And that's exactly what's happened. In the fourth quarter, Bulls fans, 99% of them cannot trust this Bulls team to win games. 99% of Bulls fans cannot trust this team to keep a lead in the fourth quarter, big or small. And again, I think it comes down to our offense. I really do think so. I think, well, Vucevic is the only player in the big three to average more points than he did last season at this point in time. And even now, he's on a bad stretch. That could definitely go down. I think Zach LaVine was averaging 24 points last season. I don't know what his average is now. I assume it's around the same. And I don't think DeMar DeRozan is averaging 28 like he did last season. So, of course, when you have Lonzo Ball out of the team as well, our offense just went completely downhill. Our three-point percentage and our three-point attempts completely downhill. I just think there's so much wrong with this offense that it hurts, because the team defensively, I don't think there's a problem with it right now. Of course, the big problem, Billy Donovan, lack of adjustments, but that's been there all along. Even last season when we were winning, people were talking about Billy Donovan's lack of adjustments. But defensively, I don't see too much wrong with this team. Offensively, I see a lot wrong with this team. So in order to say that this Bulls team has changed, it has changed. But I don't think the changes that it's made will particularly be enough for us to drastically turn this season around. I don't think we're going to, if all those people are saying we can fight for a 6-seeded spot in the playoffs, that's, for me, it's been dead and buried for a long time. But again, with that loss against the Raptors, the tiebreaker that they now have, 6th spot, even if we could get it, I just think at the end of the day, it's extremely unlikely at this point. We are fighting for a play-in spot. A lot of people knew that already, but I just don't think this moves the needle. I don't think the move of Patrick Beverley, I don't think the changes that the Bulls team has made in good ways and bad ways, I just don't think it moves the needle. I still think there is too many bad habits on this team that allows for us to fail. Billy Donovan is one of them. But obviously conceding leads and blowing leads and not confident enough in the fourth, not playing all 4 quarters, inconsistencies, bad shooting nights. There's so much bad habits that happen too often on this team for me to say that this team is going to change and this team is going to drastically move the needle. Have they changed? Yes. Defensively, they have changed. Lineup-wise, they have changed. I'm assuming the energy of the game, because they're playing hard. I haven't accused any of them of not playing hard. The energy and playing hard on this team has changed, but there's still too many bad habits. We can't consistently win with the amount of bad habits that we see on the offensive end. So, again, they have a lot more time to prove me wrong, but this is my prediction. This is what I think will happen. And yes, the Bulls team has changed. I just don't think the change is going to be enough. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Am I being overreactionary? Have I not given this team enough of a chance? Again, 4 games in only. There's still a long way to go. Or do you feel the same way as I feel? A lot of people felt this way before actually playing a game with Patrick Beverley in the team. I just think now we're starting to come to that realization that he makes us better, but not that much better. Not better to the point where we're seeing this Bulls team revolutionize their style of play. It just hasn't happened as of yet. But fair play to Patrick Beverley. He made us better. A lot of people thought this was a move that was going to do nothing for us. I disagree with that as well. I think the Bulls are better with Patrick Beverley. He's just not a player that I think puts us over the top to compete. But he still makes us better. And he's playing a lot better with the Bulls than he did on the Lakers. I fully believe that as well. So I'm happy with the signing. And look, the play-in can speak 1,000 words for us if we can make it there. So let's wait and see if we can make it there. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care. and peace.